What's going on, guys? Matt Schaeffer back here with another Musaic stealth radar and laser job for you. This one in a brand new GLE53 AMG. So let's go ahead and check it out. Most of the jobs that we always do are full stealth builds, which means all the sensors are completely hidden, integrated into the front end of the car. We use different elements of design, different textures, different materials to make it blend in seamlessly with the front end of the car. Every car is a little bit different. Every car is going to offer a little bit different of a challenge. Some cars are going to have limitations. So our job is always to get the sensors in the best position to one function and then also aesthetically blend in with the bumper. So if you're looking at the front of this car, there are currently 3 AL priority laser sensors in the car. We have a TX in the center. We have 2 RX on either side. So getting a little bit closer here, looking at the grill, looking at the bottom. So the TX is right here to the side of the camera. Essentially, we create a pod and then finish that off with IR acrylic. So the sensor can emit through this IR acrylic lens. And then we did a matching one to the side of it, just so it would create uniformity with the appearance there underneath the Mercedes logo. We have an RX here and an RX here. So obviously you can see this full panel that we created. This whole design where you see the gloss kind of connect the two together, that's just for all aesthetic purposes. When you're looking at the front, it just makes everything fit a little bit more OEM, makes it look more intentional rather than just having 2 gloss openings here of the IR acrylic. So essentially you can see exactly where the RX is sitting based on where that is sloping down. We have our front radar, which in this case is the Escort CI 360. It is sitting behind the bumper here underneath the headlight, the highest point in which we can install that for the best results. So that would be the front end there. And as far as the rear goes, in most cases where you have a plastic bumper and the license plate is in the plastic bumper, we'll elect for a license plate frame. So in this case, again, we built a license plate frame. You can see the AMG labeling there. The top is where the sensors reside. Again, behind IR acrylic. Now this whole piece does magnetically attach. So you can see I can pull it off just like that. And then you can see where the sensors are hidden. So behind there, you can see the cutouts. Again, the front is made out of IR acrylic. And then you can see the 2 RX sensors that resides there on the bumper. As you can see, you have the factory bolt points. So again, nothing was modified with the bumper other than cutting out the perfect hole for each sensor to absorb that depth through the bumper. But again, the license plate is sealed. Everything is finished off. And again, you have a cover here that does hide everything. So performs very well, looks very OEM, very functional. You can just bolt your license plate to those mounts there with 1/4 bolts, and then essentially you just magnetically reattach that. And again, there's a ton of magnets on there. The pull force is very strong, so again, that's never going to blow off in the wind or anything like that. Rear radar for this car is up here underneath the bumper. Again, highest we can get it for best results. Now, as far as the inside goes, actually really cool install. Again, we always try and hide everything, and that's including the display, the LED, the controllers, all that kind of stuff. So this car does not come with this panel down here below. This was all created by us in order to essentially mimic the same type of design of the HVAC panel you have up here. So we have our Escort display that is sitting there behind that piece of smoked acrylic. So if I kill the master power to everything, you see everything turn off. When you're looking at this, that looks like a factory panel. You would never have any idea that anything is installed in the car. So there's no trace of anything being on the car. Looking at the outside, you would never have any idea that anything is installed in the car. Turn the master power back on. This is the AL priority LED here indicator, and then again, Escort Max CI display there. So Super clean, super functional. It's in the perfect line of sight. The speakers are installed behind the dash. And then of course, you have the controllers under here, right? So I can remove this magnetic cover and conceal both of those controllers. Top of the magnetic cover is Alcantara. So it's finished off, it looks OEM. You open that up, you never have any clue that anything has changed or that's not factory. So as far as the Escort controller goes and the AO Priority controller goes, with the AO Priority, you really don't have to change settings. You put it in a different profile, you set that up through the computer, and you program it exactly how you want to utilize it. You can have separate profiles. In this case, we have profile A, B, and C. Profile A is for unlimited jamming, which we just use for testing purposes, which you will see in an upcoming video here. This will be in profile A, where we're just constantly jamming and showing how well the system performs. This is not how you should be physically using it in a road scenario, right? You don't want to constantly jam the gun. You want to jam to kill. So essentially, profile B is going to be jamming to kill, which basically means it's going to jam for about 4 seconds, and this time is programmable, but 4 seconds is generally your default time. So once you're hit with the signal, you have 4 seconds to slow down. After that 4 seconds is up, it'll relieve the defense and allow the signal to get back to the gun. That way, the cop shooting the gun can now get a reading, and you're just not constantly jamming all the way up to the gun to where he's like, hey, there's something on the car, pull over because I couldn't get a reading. He will get a reading. Generally, when you are being shot with laser or LiDAR, it's from far away. It's generally in the front, unless you're from Canada, where there's a lot of overpass systems to get that rear reading using laser or LiDAR. But generally in the front is where you're going to get hit from a pretty long distance. So that 4 second interval is generally a normal time. Sometimes you don't get a lock right away when you are shooting the gun. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it's very quick based on the reflections of the front of the vehicle. Vehicles like a Lamborghini, a Porsche, where it's more aerodynamic, it's always a little bit tougher to get a signal right away based on the reflections. But like I said, it's pretty normal, and I'll overlay a video here to show you how that's functioning. All right, so this is going to be your first pass with the Dragon Eye. So you hear it trying to get a lock. No reading. And if I can shoot, let's see, boom, 19 miles an hour. That truck that's way down there, I was able to get a reading on. So this is behind. Nothing there from behind. Nothing. All right, this is the Pro Laser 4. Here, can't get a reading. Nothing. No reading. Again, this is the Pro Laser 4 getting a reading. So that's on a different car, immediately 54. Next, we're going to use a Schaeffer XLR. Nothing. Just to show you how quick it'll get a lock. That quick on that car. So again, that's a Stalker XLR. That's a variable pulse rate. Kind of similar to a Dragon Eye, so we'll use that next. Alright, so it's making the turn up there. We got the Dragon Eye. See, it's not getting a reading. Nothing, 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 nothing. Zero reading. Show you how quick we get a reading. Boom. That quick on the next car. That quick on the next car. So that shows you how quick It's getting a reading on every other single car. And when we shot our car, we got 0 reading with the Dragon Eye. 0 reading with the Stalker XLR. 0 reading with the Pro Laser 4. Here we go with the Pro Laser 4. We'll shoot this one more time. We got an open area where the car is turning up there. It's turning right now. Nothing. And we'll shoot this car here coming up just to show you. Right there, 35 miles an hour. All right, so I'm about to get shot with Dragon Eye.
Dragon Eye ahead.
And that's how the system is going to happen on the inside of the car. So you just saw the videos of how well this thing actually performs, and like I said, we used Profile A, the constant jamming, in order to test the system. However, you would be using it in Profile B in a normal scenario. Now, as far as I showed you the controllers in the center console, essentially the L Priority does come with an app that, again, you can choose your profiles, so you don't really have to touch the controller other than master power. Same thing with the Escort. You really don't have to touch it very much while you're driving. The biggest thing you'd have to do there is mute, but you can hardwire a external mute switch to the controller. That way, underneath the steering wheel, you can just hit a momentary button to physically mute this. So the controllers don't have to be anywhere where you need to get to them. They can be hidden away like they are now. I can still easily access them, but they also both have a respective app on the phone that you can utilize to control the system. So I mean, there's plenty of ways to control the system. Obviously, modern day detectors like this and defense systems like this, they use apps. They have constant firmware updates. That way they can stay up to date with the latest algorithms of the different guns, right? So how these systems work is, you know, for the laser, for instance, the second the receiver's going to see that signal, it's going to, one, understand what gun has hit the car, and then at that moment it's going to use the algorithm that's programmed in the diffuser in order to combat that signal. You know, when I'm getting hit with a Dragon Eye, it's going to tell me Dragon Eye. When I'm getting hit with Pro Laser, it's going to tell me Pro Laser. Based on that, the sensors up front are going to react in different ways. And I told you we have the RX and the TX, so sometimes the RXs won't fire based on the gun, sometimes they will fire based on the gun. That's pretty much a breakdown of how these systems work. Again, the firmware updates are crucial. That's why old systems of the early 2000s, you could never use something like that because there's so many cars with collision avoidance, adaptive cruise control. There's wireless frequencies like that all over the road, right? So these are going to filter those out. They're going to learn certain frequencies. You can memorize and mute frequencies. Like if you're driving by a spot on the road every day where there's not a threat, but you're getting a certain signal within the frequency band, you can then mute that exact GPS point. The systems nowadays, pretty much when they go off, you know that there is a real threat. It's a great investment. They do work. Generally, when you pick up your car, I give you a Dragon Eye gun and you can shoot your own car on the road. So that way you know everything is 100% functional. Thank you guys so much for following all of my videos. If this is the first countermeasure videos that you've seen, go ahead and check out our other videos. We have a ton. We do a lot of different really well integrated systems in different cars and show them tested as well. So go ahead and check out our YouTube page. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that alert bell to notify you anytime we drop a new video. Make sure you follow our TikTok. This is a channel that I always post test videos on of us testing current systems. It's always a great place for debate, given how many people disagree about if they're legal or not, or the ramifications and all this other stuff. But, you know, this is illegal in all but, I want to say, like 11 states, right? In the 11 states, like Virginia, it's a non-moving violation. So it's nothing that is need for concern. Your car is not going to get impounded, and again, they have to prove you even have a system anyway, hence why we go the measure of doing super stealth installs, because again, most installers, they double side stick these sensors to the front. They double side stick the display anywhere that's convenient. We are installing this like it's a piece of the car. So go ahead and check out our TikTok, check out our Instagram. We post a lot of pictures here, as well as build logs for the different jobs that we do. Finally, check out our website, musaicdesign.com/radar. You'll find all the different systems that we've done here, all in one easy to view spot. You'll also see the YouTube videos attached with each job that we have done. If you want to get a hold of me for a job, here's my email followed by my phone number. These are the 2 best points of contact. And like always, guys, I appreciate the feedback. Thanks for the follow, and I'll see you on the next one.